Hey everybody, it's Jennifer Elise with Equality TV, and you are watching Yes You Can, the show that encourages you to get out of your little box and get out into the world and make a difference. And boy, here we are Saturday again. I can't believe that this week just flew the way that it has. And I have to tell you that I watched a documentary this week that really turned me inside out, I'll tell you. It was moving, it was devastating, it was maddening. It was also very uplifting. And that documentary is called Bully. And it's an incredible film about the bullying epidemic that is in our country. And, a lot of people will say, a little bullying builds character, or a little bullying is, normal and just childlike behavior. And as I watched this movie, I was just sickened at the thought of how bad bullying has become. I remember when I was in school that sure, bullying was there, but it wasn't like it is now. I remember when I was in 5th grade that my maiden name, Buck, actually rhymed with probably the very worst word that a kid wants to hear their name associated with. And I remember walking into the bathroom stalls, and on every bathroom wall, it was all about Jenny Buck will do all of this for a buck. And every imaginable, word combination with buck and that fantastic word. And I remember being devastated by this. I was always a really outgoing kid, and I remember just being totally devastated. And that, though, doesn't touch the tip of the iceberg of what we're talking about today. In years past, we could go to school and it would be a relatively safe space, and we certainly would come home, and of course that would be the safest space of all. But bullying has taken a totally different turn where kids aren't even safe when they get home. Whether it's the internet or text messages or any type of interaction that happens online, these kids are getting it from every angle. And one of the things that this movie, Bully, opened my eyes to is that the problem, while it certainly lies in the schools do not do what they need to do. They say it's out of their realm. It's definitely on the buses. It's definitely, happening. But the biggest problem, even beyond the problem that I'm seeing with parents not acknowledging what's going on with their kids, whether they are the bully or being bullied, is the fact that no one's standing up. That kids, because they don't want to be the target, will step back and they'll be quiet and oftentimes even jump in to the bullying just so that the target remains on somebody else. After the movie Bully came out and there was this huge influx of conversation and uproar about how bad this situation is, Anderson Cooper partnered with the Cartoon Network, and they brought out another documentary which actually took, sort of a continuation of the same kids that were in the movie Bully, and they did a half-hour documentary that they called The Bully Project. And the director and creator of Bully was a part of this, and they've started this 1 million kid, concept that if they can just get 1 million kids across the country to view this movie, and teachers to see what's really going on, and parents to be a part of this concept and this movement, that bullying will stop. And I'm happy to report that just in, let's see, I guess it's been 14 months since the Bully Project was started, they've already reached 1.9 million kids in the schools. And the concept is that if we can just get people seeing this, they won't tolerate it anymore. And you've seen that on so many levels. Just this week in the government, we're not allowing the time clocks to be backed up, as we saw in Texas, to make it look like votes happened or didn't happen. People stand up now. There's too much that we see. We've seen this with marriage equality, that people, regardless of religious beliefs, people are not going to be quiet about equality. And I think it's important that every one of us get on board and realize the importance of speaking up and speaking out. And if you have kids, you need to talk to them. You need to tell them how important it is to stand by their friends. And even if this is happening with someone who's not their friend, to step up and say that this isn't okay. You know, I have a very good friend of mine that I've grown up with since I was a little girl, and we played softball together. Her dad was our coach, and I really love this woman. And she was bullied when we were growing up, and it broke my heart this week for me to hear that the bullying just never stopped. She got it from every angle. She got it at school, she got it at home, and it continued into her adult years. You know, so much of what happens to us when we're young makes such an indelible impression upon us that it doesn't go away. And those comments stick and they hurt forever. And I just want you to realize the impact of bullying, whether you're talking about what's being allowed or overlooked in schools, or even what you're seeing at work. I encourage you to step in. It's not okay to gossip. It's not okay to allow people to backstab and put others down or manipulate through their their business strategies. It's not okay. And if we all step up and realize that we have a voice and we can put a stop to behavior that hurts other people, we're going to live in a better place. This is going to be a better world for all of us. And I've said this to you before, and I'm going to say it again. Everything we do is making an imprint for those that are following us. And yes, I know bullying has always happened, and I get that. But to look at what kids are doing now, from cutting to committing suicide, it's beyond what you and I went through when we were kids. And so I think it's important for us to be able to realize that we do have a voice, we can take a stand, and we can make this world better. So this week I encourage you, as you go out and live your fabulous life and enjoy everything in it, I encourage you to step up for the little guy. I encourage you to reach out and stop bad behavior in its tracks. You know, I've seen many times on Facebook that people will post different memes and whatnot that talk about negativity, and the minute you hear yourself being negative, stop it and give yourself a 7-week goal to not be negative. And that's really geared towards yourself. I'm going to encourage you to decide to take that a step further. And I want you to start acknowledging where you see negativity around you. If you're standing in line and someone looks at you like, with one of those, can you believe it's taking this cashier so long? Don't buy in. Don't buy in. Everybody's got their stuff. And we're all doing the very best that we can with what we've got in the moment. And I encourage you to step up to the plate and say something when people are complaining, when people are causing negativity, when they are causing a scene or hurting another person. I encourage you to step up and stop whatever it is that is being said or done. Because the only way we're going to make this world of ours better is if we start with ourselves. So guys, I believe in you. I believe in the Bully Project. I encourage you to go online and look at it. I also encourage you to go on Netflix and see the see the movie Bully. And I'll also put the link for the Anderson Cooper and Cartoon Network documentary called The Bully Project in the comments of this blog, or vlog, and I encourage you to watch it. It's 30 minutes, it's great stuff, and I want you to step up and take a stand and make this world what you want it to be. And don't follow the crowd, don't be a sheep, and don't just go along to get along. That's not what living is all about. So guys, that's it. Thanks so much for hanging out for a little bit, and have a great week. Step up, be a champion this week for the little guy. And don't forget, real quick, here's my commercial, to like Equality TV so that every single time we have a video come out daily with these great perspectives on life, you get them and you can see them. Also, we're on Facebook and Twitter as well, but you can definitely, subscribe to Facebook, like it, and subscribe to the videos and all that good stuff. And I know I just jacked that all up, but you know what I mean. And you can also find me at, host Jenna Elise on Twitter. I love getting your tweets, so please reach out to me. And you can also email me at jenniferelise@ymail.com. So have a fantastic week. It was great seeing you. Love you. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.